So here I am taking declaration payment of dividend. This is entirely for CA final all syllabus students. So before going in detail, we have to know what is the meaning of dividend. Here what is mean by dividend? Dividend means the portion of profit. What? Portion of profit earned and allocated as payable to shareholders of the company. So dividend means the portion of profit earned and allocated as payable to shareholders of the company, and dividend include what? Interim dividend. Dividend include interim dividend. So proposing the rate of dividend. Who shall propose the rate of dividend? It is the power of board of directors, and members is not having the power to increase the rate of dividend, but they can have the right to decrease the rate of dividend. That is, suppose if the board of directors proposed rate is 10%, members cannot enhance it up to 12%, but it can be reduced up to 8%. Okay friends, then we have already discussed proposing the rate is the power of the board of directors and approval is made by the members. The next question, can we declare dividend with respect of calls in advance if any shareholders paid amount on such shares in advance? So can they claim dividend with respect of such amount which has been paid in advance? So the answer is no. Dividend cannot be declared on calls in advance. Then suppose in case if articles of association of a company authorized, then the dividend can be declared and paid on the basis of the paid up value. Otherwise, it should be always based on nominal value. So if articles of association authorizes, then it can be on the basis of paid up value. Otherwise, nominal value. That is dividend rate. Application of that dividend rate. So dividend is the portion of profit earned and allocated as payable to the shareholders. Proposal is the power of board of directors. Approval is made by the members. Members cannot enhance the rate but can reduce the rate. Then dividend cannot be declared on calls in advance. Normally it is declared on nominal value. In case if articles of association permit, then it can be paid declared on the basis of paid up value. So here is the next section, section 123, declaration and payment of dividend. So first of all, which are the sources from which we can make the payment of dividend? It can be paid out of the profit of the company, and the profit can be current year profit, previous year profit, or both. Then subject to a condition that such profit must be computed by the company after providing what? Depreciation. After providing depreciation as per schedule 2. Then such profit does not include notional gain, unrealized gain, revaluation gain, any change in carrying amount of asset, NURK. So such profit does not include NURK, notional gain, unrealized gain, revaluation gain, and change in carrying amount of asset. Then next, the dividend can be paid out of the money which has been provided by central government, state government. Next question. Is it required to transfer such percentage of profit to reserve before declaration of dividend? Is it mandatory? Is it compulsory? Or is it optional? So the answer is it is not mandatory. Company may transfer, that is company may transfer, may not transfer, and it is upon the company's decision, or it is upon company's discretion. At discretion of the company can make the transfer to reserve. It is not what? Mandatory. And the rate of transfer is also not mandatory. Then suppose in case if the company is having no profit or inadequate profit, that is a company which is facing losses, that is it is not having profit or inadequate profit, in that cases they can make the payment of dividend out of accumulated profit, subject to rule 3 of company declaration and payment of dividend rule. What? Declaration and payment of dividend rule. This rule is not applicable to a government company where 100% paid up share capital is held by central government, state government, or both. Okay friends, so first of all, in case if the company is having no profit or inadequate profit to make the payment of dividend, then they can use accumulated or accumulated profit or accumulated reserve for the purpose of declaration of dividend subject to rule 3 of declaration payment of dividend rule. Right, friends? So the first rule, first of all, it has been stated that rate shall not exceed average of the rate at which the dividend declared by the company during the 3 immediate preceding financial year. That is 10%, 10%, 10%. Average rate means 10 plus 10 plus 10 divided by 3. That is 10%. It shall not be 11%. That is, rate shall not exceed average of the rate at which the dividend declared by the company during the 3 immediate preceding financial year, and the maximum withdrawal from the reserve, that is, they can withdraw the maximum amount of withdrawal shall not exceed 1/10 of paid up share capital and reserve. Then paid up share capital and reserve amount as on latest audited financial statement. Then after making such withdrawal, there should be a balance 15% of paid up share capital. They can withdraw up to 1/10 of paid up share capital and free reserve. After withdrawal, the accumulated reserve should have at least 15% of paid up share capital. Then the amount so drawn shall first utilize to set off what? Current year losses. Okay, friends? So that is provided in section 123, declaration payment of dividend. It can be declare the dividend out of current year profit, previous year profit, or both. Money provided by central government, state government. In case if it is having no profit or inadequate profit, then it can take accumulated reserve for the purpose of declaration of dividend subject to rule 3 of company declaration payment of dividend rule, which states that average rate at which the dividend declaration not exceed average of the rate at which the dividend declared during the 3 immediate preceding financial year. Then the maximum drawal means 1/10 of paid up share capital and free reserve, and the balance should not fall below 15% of paid up share capital, and it shall first utilize for the purpose of set off of current year losses. And this rule 3 is not applicable to a government company where 100% of paid up share capital is held by central government, state government, or both. Then it has been subsequently provided that dividend declared by the company, but a company cannot declare dividend subject to section 123 subsection 6. They have to check whether 73-74 is applicable to the company, that is whether there exists any prohibition on the company to accept public deposit, or whether the company has made any default in repayment of deposit. In such cases, company shall not declare and pay dividend. That is, they are not making the payment of public deposit that they have already accepted. Then how can they make the declaration payment of dividend? That is the logic behind this. Okay, so in case if any prohibition as per 73 is applicable, or in case if they made any default as per section 74, then they are not eligible to declare and pay dividend. Then dividend declared by the company, and within a period of 5 days it should be transferred to a separate bank account of a scheduled bank. That is, it should be double underlined. It should be transferred to a separate account, not in company's main account. It should be transferred to a separate account of scheduled bank, and the amount deposited can be paid to the registered shareholder or his banker or his order. Suppose registered shareholder is telling that please make the payment to ABC Bank where I have maintaining my accounts, or please make the payment to him. That means X or Y or Z as per his order. Then interim dividend. What is mean by interim dividend? Dividend include interim dividend as per provisions of the Act. Interim dividend means dividend declared between 2 AGM. Okay, friends? Next is section 124, unpaid dividend account. What? Unpaid dividend account. That is, company declared dividend, but the dividend remains unpaid or unclaimed for a period of 30 days from the date of declaration. Suppose the company has declared the dividend, but it has not yet paid or it has not yet claimed within a period of 30 days from the date of declaration. In that case, they have to transfer this dividend, that is this unpaid dividend, to a separate account called unpaid dividend account. What? Unpaid dividend account, and it should be transferred within a period of 7 days. What? Within a period of 7 days. Then So first of all, if in case if the dividend which has been declared by the company remains unpaid or unclaimed for a period of 30 days from the date of declaration, then within a period of 7 days it should be transferred to a separate account called unpaid dividend account. Plus the company is required to issue a statement containing name of the shareholder, address of shareholder, unpaid shares, etc. Plus, this statement is required to be provided in the company's website and as well as any website as authorized by central government. And this to be done by the company within a period of 90 days. In case if the company fails to make such transfer to unpaid dividend account, then 12% interest is required to be paid by the company, which shall be taken for the benefit of the shareholders. Then, suppose they have transferred the amount to unpaid dividend account, and after transferring to unpaid dividend account for a period of 7 years, the dividend remains unpaid and unclaimed. In such cases, they have to transfer the dividend which remains unpaid over a period of 7 years from the date of transfer to unpaid dividend account to a separate account called Investor Education Protection Fund. And members can claim the amount of dividend which is deserved for them or on which they have the right by submitting necessary documents. So the next, in case if a company which has been failed to comply with section 124 of Companies Act 2013, penalty is applicable. Minimum 5 lakh rupee, maximum 25 lakh rupee. Maximum what? 25 lakh rupee. And to the defaulting officer, minimum 1 lakh rupee and maximum 5 lakh rupees.